Good morning, one and all. How many of you have seen previous video on laws of thermodynamics? Those who have seen, please unmute your mics and let me know. Because to understand the concept which I'm going to teach today, you should have the basic knowledge. All of you unmute your mics. Madhukar, Bhaskar, Bhargavi, Shriyanka, Arun, Sai Kiran, Venu, Nazir. Unmute your mics. చూసారా వీడియో ప్రీవియస్ వీడియో చూసారా చూడలేదా
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'll first share you that. After that, I'll go to the next concept. Okay. So first know the laws of thermodynamics. Look at this video. Good morning, Bandido. Today we'll discuss a small topic from basics of mechanical engineering for civil engineering. This is a part of thermodynamics, that is the laws of thermodynamics. This covers the last part of your third unit. Before going to learn about the laws of thermodynamics, let us know what is heat. Heat is a form of energy that is transferred between two substances at different temperatures. Generally, the direction of heat flow is from the substance of higher temperature to the substance of lower temperature. Now, to understand this better, let us take some example. Assume you have a container filled with hot water and a container filled with cold water. Now if you connect both the containers, the container with hot water and the container with cold water using some pipe, now the heat transfer takes place. Even the liquid transfer will also, the matter transfer will also takes place. But here, as our topic is heat, let us consider that there is a transfer of heat. Now the heat transfer will take place between the body at higher temperature to the body at lower temperature, and this transfer takes place till there is a state of equilibrium. It means till both the bodies will come to a single temperature. Now let us assume that there is only heat transfer. It means let us take two containers separated by some partition, a conductive material. Now pour some hot water into one side of the container and a cold water into another side of a container. Now let us assume there is just a heat transfer and there is no mass transfer. Now here also in this case, the transfer of heat takes place from a body of higher temperature to the body of lower temperature till both the bodies will come to an equilibrium. So heat is a form of energy and the units of heat is joules or calories. And next one is temperature. Temperature is a measure of hotness or coldness of the matter. It's not the energy. It's just a measure to say whether it is hot or cold. Okay. To state in another way, temperature is the average kinetic energy per molecule of a substance. It means how much of kinetic energy you have in one molecule of a substance. Okay. Temperature is measured in degrees Celsius, Fahrenheit, or in Kelvin. So temperature is just to measure and heat is a form of energy. So there is some difference between the heat and temperature. And now law of conservation of energy. So this we also call it as uh, the, the first law of thermodynamics. This we also call it as the first law of thermodynamics. But before going to zeroth law, let us know what is law of conservation of energy. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It changes from one form of energy to another form of energy. It means whatever the energy you have in this universe will be changed from one form of energy to another form of energy. We have different types of energies like stated below: heat energy, mechanical energy, electrical energy, chemical energy, sound energy, magnetic energy. Like so now we have different form of energies. You can change one form of energy to another form of energy, but you cannot destroy the energy or you cannot create the energy. See, if you take some example of electricity which we are getting, the energy from the water, the kinetic energy from the water is converted to mechanical energy, and then the mechanical energy is converted to electrical energy. Similarly, any energy in this universe will be converted to another form of energy, but we cannot destroy the energy. So this is the law of conservation of energy. Next one is the zeroth law of thermodynamics. The zeroth law of thermodynamics states that if two thermodynamic systems are each in thermal equilibrium with the third one, then they are in thermal equilibrium with each other. It means, now let us take one example to understand this law clearly. Assume you have three containers, a container with higher temperature in A and little lower temperature in B and less temperature in C. Now you have three different types of liquids in three different containers. And now if you keep A and C in contact and B and C in contact, now A and B are also said to be in thermal equilibrium. It means there will be a heat transfer between A and C and there will be a heat transfer between C and B. It means there is a heat transfer between A and B. Now let us look at the definition again. The zeroth law of thermodynamics states that if two thermodynamic systems are each in thermal equilibrium with the third one, then they are in thermal equilibrium with each other. Now here they have told that there are two thermodynamic systems. So here the two thermodynamic systems are A and B. The A and B are in thermal equilibrium with the C. It means the A and B are also in thermal equilibrium with each other. So that is the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Next one is first law of thermodynamics. As I told you, the law of conservation of energy is also called as the first law of thermodynamics, but we have some different definitions over here. So I have pasted it once again. The first law states that the change in internal energy of a substance equals to the work done on it plus the heat transferred to it. Mathematically, we use the equation U equals to work plus heat supply. When the process is irreversible, it means if it is a non-reversible reaction, then the entropy will increase. However, the entropy of the closed system will never decrease. Whatever the example you take, either the entropy of the system will remain same or the entropy of the system will increase. It means the randomness within the system will remain same or the randomness within means the disorder within the system will increase. Next one is third law of thermodynamics. At absolute zero temperature, theoretically, all the modes of motion stops. No vibration, no rotation, no translation. Thus, the third law of thermodynamics states the entropy of pure crystalline substance at absolute zero is zero. It means when there are no vibrations, no rotations, and no translations, then there is no disorder in the system. And so the entropy of the pure crystalline substance is zero. So these are the three laws of your thermodynamics. And now the coming up lecture, uh, we'll learn few more concepts of thermodynamics like the laws of heat. Okay, those are the laws of thermodynamics. Now we'll see the modes of heat transfer. Yeah. Can you see the screen? Somebody respond. కనిపిస్తుందా కనిపించట్లేదు ఎవరైనా చెప్పండి. అబ్బో
లేదు మ్యామ్ ఇంకా.
No. Modes of heat transfer, conduction, convection, radiation కనిపిస్తున్నాయా? ఒక్క నిమిషం. ఇప్పుడు can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. So we have three modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection, and radiation. See, let us see its definition. Conduction is transfer of heat by direct contact. Convection is movement of heat by actual motion of matter. Radiation is the transfer of energy with the help of electromagnetic waves. Let us understand this with some examples. Okay, first one is conduction. Okay, conduction is transfer of heat by direct contact. See, look at the first figure. Here you have hot tea in a cup, right? So there is a contact between the liquid, means there is a contact between tea and cup. So here there is direct contact of two matters. Similarly, when you touch the cup, even you will feel the hotness. So whenever there is a direct contact between two bodies and if heat transfer takes place, then that type of heat transfer is called conduction. Okay. Next, convection. Convection is the movement of heat by actual motion of matter. See, you look at this last figure, cool air and warm air. Okay, when air is getting heated up, the hot air will go up and cool air will come down. Similarly, see, look at the first figure. When you're heating, okay, the molecules which got heated up will come up and molecules which are cooler will come down. This happens because of difference in densities. But however, as there is a movement of matter here, the heat which is getting transferred because of movement of particles is called as convection. Okay, next one is radiation. Radiation is transfer of energy with the help of electromagnetic waves. Okay, example is light which we are getting from sun and the light which we are getting from candles, bulbs and all. Okay, so these are three modes of heat transfer. You please look at this once again. This is conduction, where the transfer of heat energy is by direct contact. Next one is convection, where the movement of heat by motion of particles is done. Next is radiation, where you will have the transfer of energy with the help of electromagnetic waves. So these are three modes of heat transfer. Okay. Next, I'll share you another screen. Refrigeration and air conditioning. Can you see the screen? Refrigeration, air conditioning screen. No. Okay.
Kelly, Kelly, లే అని చెప్పిన నా పక్కన వాళ్ళద్దు కూడా కూర్చోవద్దు కూడా నేను ఓన్లీ బ్యాక్ సైడ్ కాదు ఫ్రంట్ సైడ్ నీకు ఇచ్చిన దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి ఫ్రంట్
I don't know why this option is not there.
కనిపిస్తుంది మ్యామ్.
ఏం కనిపిస్తుంది? హీట్ పంప్
రిఫ్రిజిరేటర్ అండ్
రిఫ్రిజిరేషన్
ఎయిర్
అది
కండిషన్.
కనిపిస్తుందా?
ఎస్ మ్యామ్.
హీట్ పంప్ రిఫ్రిజిరేషన్ కనిపిస్తుందా?
రిఫ్రిజిరేషన్ అండ్ ఎయిర్ కండిషనింగ్
కనిపించిందా? నెక్స్ట్ డెఫినేషన్ కనిపిస్తుందా?
డెఫినేషన్ రాలేదు మ్యామ్, ఇంకా జస్ట్ స్టార్టింగ్ పిక్చర్ ఉంది అంతే.
సీరియలా సీరియలా హాయ్ సీరియల్
all the parts of the vapor compression refrigeration system. We have an evaporator, a compressor, condenser, and expansion valve. These four are the basic components of the vapor compression refrigeration system, and these all are connected with the help of pipe. Now we see the working of vapor compression system. This is fan for supplying warm air to the evaporator. At first, compressor will start working and it will increase the pressure and temperature of the gas which is freon used in the vapor compression refrigeration system for cooling purpose. There, high pressure and high temperature superheated vapor will be generated by the compressor and they will be transferred to the condenser. And in the condenser, this superheated vapor will give their latent heat to the water or air which is used for cooling purpose in the condenser. Then after this vapor will converted into liquid. This is called saturated liquid. Then this liquid go to the expansion valve where reduction in pressure and temperature will take place. Then this reduction in temperature and pressure liquid will go to the evaporator. In the evaporator, there will be, we have liquid plus vapor mixture and this liquid plus vapor mixture will go to the evaporator. In evaporator, this liquid will converted into vapor and takes all the heat from this space from the evaporator and cool that space or lower the temperature of that space. This fan will supply warm air and on the other side we get cool air. Then these vapors will go to the compressor again. These are the saturated vapors and then again these saturated vapors will be converted into high pressure and high temperature superheated vapor by the help of compressor. So this